everyone. I wish you are well and staying safe. My name is Valeria Pizarro. I'm a senior researcher at the Institute for Marine Science, or PIMS, how we call it. I want to thank the organizer for the invitation to participate in this event. In this talk, I'm going to introduce you what we do at PIMS. The Bahamian Institute for Marine Science is a program-based institution conducting research throughout the Bahamas and other parts of the Caribbean in partnership with governments, international NGOs, and local organizations, and we use science to guide decisions. PIMS research is focused on the management of fisheries, conditions of corals, conservation and management, and restoration of coastal ecosystems, and conservation of threatened marine species, all grouped in these three main areas: fisheries, research and conservation, marine protected areas, and coral reefs. My research and role within PIMS focuses on the Coral Reef program, and in this program, our aim is to effectively reduce the decline of coral reefs and species throughout the Bahamas and the Caribbean. And to accomplish this, we have different projects or programs: reef assessments, disease research and assessment, Bahamas Coral Innovation Hub, and Reef Rescue Network. All these are supported by the use of photomosaics and 3D modeling. With these projects and programs, we aim to generate knowledge on coral reef status, develop coral restoration practices based in science, and do monitoring in every single level. All these are based on scientific knowledge and scientific research to be able to support education programs and any decision-making processes in terms of management and conservation of these ecosystems. For many years now, PIMS has been training its staff and partners staff to conduct agri-surveys throughout the Bahamas, and this information has been used to elaborate the Bahamas Coral Reef Report Card. We have 2 volumes. The latest one, the volume 2, was published last year. This report card examines Bahamian coral reef status from 2015 to 2019, and for various threats have led to, and how various threats have led to declines, as well as how protection and restoration can reduce or even reverse the decline of coral reefs. Well, this report card really just scratches the surface regarding coral reef health in the Bahamas. It provides a good overview to inform management decisions in a way that is accessible to experts and non-experts alike. The Bahamian Reef Health Index, as is shown here, is fair for most of the southern reefs, being New Providence and Rose Island, Abaco, Grand Bahama, and other western reefs, the areas with more impaired health. One of the main results that we obtain that is very important is that more than 60% of coral reefs located within marine protected areas are rated in good health. What this supports is the importance of marine protected areas as a management tool for coral reefs. So during our AGRA assessments and other survey protocols that we use, we evaluate coral health in terms of the presence of coral diseases or bleaching events that have been a threat for Bahamian and Caribbean reefs for the last decades. But since 2019, we have focused on the presence of stony coral tissue loss disease, which is a disease that has been threatening coral reefs in the Caribbean since 2014 when it was reported first in Florida. Since then, it has spread to other areas, including the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, USVI, Mexico, and Jamaica, and more countries. And the first report that we got was after Hurricane Dorian in 2019. An organization located in Grand Bahama called Coral sent us some pictures of diseased corals that look like stony coral tissue disease. And in March 2020, before all the COVID restriction, a team of PIMS and other partners conduct an assessment on the island. The presence of this disease was and is very worrying due to the high impact that it has on many coral species, and it will affect all the coral reefs within the Bahamas and the Caribbean. What we found after this assessment is that the disease epicenter in Bahama is either in the port area or around Port Lucaya area, suggesting the introduction of the disease through vessels via bilge water or ballast water rather than natural currents. With that being said, the spread of the disease has been rapid. The stony coral tissue disease has expanded too much of the southern shoreline of Bahama over a period of just 6 to 8 months. Its rapid spread in this island is likely to a combination of natural ocean currents, increased spread during Hurricane Dorian, and probably unintentional spread through human activity such as fishing and diving. Unfortunately, in June 2020, the presence of the disease was reported in New Providence, and on that month, PIMS conducted an assessment to estimate the spread of the disease. And later that year, in December, it was observed in North Eleuthera, in Harbor Island, by some PIMS staff as well. Between January and February 2021, we conducted rapid assessments around New Providence and Grand Bahama to evaluate the spread of the disease and to see where the edges of the disease, of how the spread was in each island. And you can see in this map, on top is New Providence, and on bottom is Grand Bahama, the different sites that we evaluated at the beginning of this year. So for Grand Bahama, that is on the bottom of this map, we observed the disease in every surveyed reef, and we couldn't find, due to bad weather, the edge of the disease. For New Providence, we did find the edge of the disease, and as you can see here, we have the edge in June 2020 on the north coast to the west and to the east, and to the west around here. That was about like a place called Travelers Reef. But in January 2021, we found it spread towards the west, like extreme west of the island. And in the east, the spread hasn't been that high. It has, but it's not like the rate of spread in terms of distance is lower than in the west. We estimated that this spread rate is about 50 meters per week. We have been elaborating different information cards so we can actually send to partners and institutions and just the public in general, so they can help us identify where the stony coral tissue loss disease is and help us report how it is. We have as well some help just to try to how clean the diving gear, how clean the bilge water, etc. And right now, PIMS is part of the task force created by the Bahamian government to inform all stakeholders and the public in general. We are going to start applying the antibiotics used in other areas in the Caribbean reefs to save as many corals as possible. At the same time, and knowing that coral reefs are degrading rapidly and that we need to intervene actively to stop the degradation or to give a hand to the reefs so they can, or to the corals so they can recover. For coral restoration, we start using coral restoration as one way to help our coral reefs to recover and especially to save critically endangered species like the acroporids, and we'll see what the results are going to be after the stony coral tissue loss disease spread all around. So PIMS, in collaboration with the Cape Eleuthera Institute and the Nature Conservancy, created the Bahamas Coral Innovation Hub, which is a center for development, implementation, and dissemination of scalable coral restoration techniques to help counteract coral reef decline and they are based in Eleuthera, in the Cape Eleuthera Institute, that is part of the Cape Eleuthera Island School. And the researchers leading this initiative are my colleagues Natalia Hurtado and Casey Harris. In the Bahamas Coral Innovation Hub, different approaches are being used, and these include the use of coral nurseries, larval propagation, microfermentation, and student involvement. So the use of ocean-based nurseries is as a backdrop to compare growth, outplant success, and long-term survival of critically endangered coral species of South Eleuthera, as well as from distinctive thermal regimens around the Bahamas, aiming to actively increase the genetic diversity of coral reefs in the Bahamas. For the larval propagation rehabilitation project, the aim is to apply innovative larval propagation and coral husbandry techniques to rehabilitate threatened coral population. And this is done by collecting coral gametes during the spawning events and cross-fertilizing them to produce thousands of genetically distinctive coral reefs, corals to outplant onto the reef. For the fragmentation right now is especially documenting the most successful methods needed to upscale the efforts to restore as many coral boulder species as possible and to investigate survivorship and growth of microfragmented boulder corals in the land-based wet lab that they have at Cape Eleuthera Island School, as well as offshore nursery table. The Bahamas Coral Innovation Hub works very closely with the island school to involve the students in all research activities. They gain basic understanding of coral reef ecology and how they can use different restoration strategies to help facilitate the recovery of degraded Bahamian and Caribbean reefs. In addition, a few years back, PIMS created the Reef Rescue Network to build a network of coral nurseries to upscale coral restoration efforts, rehabilitate coral reefs, assist in the recovery of critically endangered species, and create a network of communities, diverse organizations, dive shops, and volunteers. This program is led by my colleague, Hailey Jokar. The Reef Rescue Network coordinates coral nursery establishment, maintenance, management, outplanting, monitoring with all the partners. Specifically, the Reef Rescue Network assists with training local partners, developing and implementing criteria for restoration, nursery site selection, harvesting coral from source population, growing corals in nurseries, outplanting coral to reefs, and monitoring the success of restoration at multiple scales, from coral colony to reef ecosystems. The network provides opportunities to build partnerships between scientists, marine resource management, conservation practitioners, business, and coastal communities that depends on healthy corals. We can see here the location of coral nurseries. The majority are spread throughout the Bahamas, but it has extended to Aruba and St. Lucia. The idea is that we're going to expand to other islands and places within the Caribbean. We follow, as I said, scientific methods for this program to ensure the success of this process and to build local capacity in all places that we work. This program relies in our partners and their capacity, not only to maintain the nurseries, but to involve recreational divers and spread the word in restoration techniques and the importance of it. Of course, this has been possible. Everything that we have been doing, everything that we will be doing is possible for the collaboration and support of many institutions and people. Please visit our website to learn more about what we do, how you can support us. And we have other programs, as I said, in other aspects of coastal and marine ecosystems. And you can follow us in different social networks as Facebook, Instagram, and Agra. I want to thank you for your attention.